The man in the mountains CAVE*I and the heart of the Kars mountains *A man named Lysander lived alone in the cave hidden from the world once a scholar of great renown. Lysander had left society after a tragic accident took the lives of his wife and son. Overcome with grief, he wandered aimlessly until he found solace in the mountain. As vast silence in the dark twisting cave became his sanctuary, offering him an escape from the unbearable pain that haunted him. The cave was a labyrinth filled with cold, echoing chambers and mysterious underground streams. Lysander survived on what the mountain provided: berries, roots, fish, and wild game. He carved out a primitive life for himself, slowly adjusting to the isolation. At first, the loneliness was crushing and the silence amplified his sorrow. But over time, the stillness allowed him to heal in ways he hadn't. He expected the mountain became his refuge, a place where he could rebuild himself, far away from the memories that had once tormented him. Years passed and Lysander became part of the mountain. The villagers below saw him only rarely, catching fleeting glimpses of him as he moved through the trees or hunted on the cliffs. They feared him, whispering tales of the strange hermit who had forsaken human company. Some believed he had lost his soul to the spirits of the mountain. Others thought he was a wise man touched by ancient gods. But Lysander was neither. He was simply a man who had chosen a life of solitude to escape his past. Despite his isolation, Lysander wasn't entirely cut off from the world. Occasionally, he descended from the mountain to trade animal pelts for salt, iron, and books. He still cherished knowledge and reading by the light of his hearth in the quiet of the night. These small connections to his former life reminded him of the world beyond the cave even as he remained hidden from it. One evening, a young man appeared at the entrance to Lysander's cave, thin and weary with eyes filled with desperation. The stranger had climbed the mountain seeking the wisdom of the hermit. The villagers had told him stories of Lysander as knowledge and his understanding of the human soul. The young man, lost in spirit, believed Lysander could help him find his way. At first, Lysander refused to speak to the stranger. He had no desire to be reminded of the world as pain, the very thing he had escaped. But the young man persisted, returning day after day, until Lysander relented. The two spoke late into the night, the young man sharing his struggles and sorrow. As Lysander listened, he saw in the young man's eyes a reflection of his own grief in the same darkness that had once consumed him. In that moment, Lysander realized that the cave, which had been his refuge, could no longer be his prison. The mountain had helped him heal, but it was not the answer. The world, with all its pain and beauty, still awaited him. The next morning, Lysander descended the mountain with the young man, leaving the cave behind. For the first time in years, he stepped into the light.